The plan was simple. Pizza, movies, Ouija. Stacy's house was nice, bigger than Callie's, with a second-floor bedroom that had its own bathroom and a massive TV her dad never used. They were both 14, and Callie had to promise her mom she wouldn't sneak out, drink, or summon any spirits. That last one was a joke, but Callie laughed anyway and said, "Sure, yeah, no problem." The board was an old one, from Stacy's aunt's house. The planchette was missing, so they used a glass cup turned upside down. Candles flickered. A breeze rattled the trees outside. Stacy led the questions. "Is there a spirit here?" The cup hesitated, then drifted toward yes. Callie scoffed.
You moved it.
No, I didn't.
Swear?
I swear.
The cup jerked suddenly, fast, like it was pushed from the inside. Callie let go. Then the lights went out. A second of total darkness. Then another. Callie felt the warmth of Stacy's arm next to her, heard her breathing, quick and shallow. Then Callie saw it. The window. A shape outside, just beyond the glass. Tall, black, a shadow with no depth. A head, shoulders. Something like arms, but too long, too thin. Watching them. Neither of them moved. The lights flickered back on. The window was empty. Stacy exhaled and laughed, jittery.
Fuck that.
Yeah, let's just go to bed.
They rolled out their sleeping bags. Stacy said it was just a trick of the dark, their imaginations, some weird afterimage from the candles. Callie agreed, but later, when Stacy was asleep, she kept her eyes on the window, waiting for something to return. At some point, she drifted off. Later, Callie wakes up, except she's not awake. Her eyes are open, but she can't move. The room is thick, dense, like she's underwater. Shadows pool in the corners, stretching toward her, pressing on her chest. Something is here. It stands at the foot of her sleeping bag, the figure from the window. But now it's closer, inside the room. Its shape flickers, shifting like smoke. But its eyes, deep, endless pits, are fixed on her. It doesn't touch her. It doesn't need to. A force slithers into her mind, coiling around her thoughts, her breath, her heartbeat. She feels herself slipping. Something settles into her chest, curling behind her ribs like a second pulse. Her fingers twitch. Not hers anymore. She turns her head. Stacy is lying on her side, lips parted, face slack in sleep. A sudden invisible pressure clamps around her throat. Stacy's body jerks. Her breathing stutters. Callie feels it, feels her own mind flex, tightening some unseen grip. It's not her hands. It's something else, something using her, telekinetically strangling her best friend. Stacy gasps, chokes. Her fingers claw at her throat, trying to fight off hands that aren't there. Her body spasms once, then again. Her feet kick against the sleeping bag, legs twisting. Her mouth opens in a silent scream. Callie wants to stop, tries to stop, but the force inside her wants this. It's exhilarating, sinking deeper. Stacy's limbs go slack, her chest stills. Silence. The thing inside Callie lingers, savoring, then peels away. It feels like a tide pulling back, leaving her hollow, emptied. She gasps, sucking in air that isn't hers to take. She sits up. Stacy is still. Eyes open, wide, glassy. A faint shadow lingers on her throat, the only evidence of what happened. Callie doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She just breathes, waiting to feel like herself again. But it's too late. The cops don't believe her. She sits in the back of a squad car, hands cuffed in her lap, her cheek stinging from where Stacy's mother slapped her before they dragged her away. They told her Stacy's mom was hysterical, that she had to be sedated, that Stacy's throat also showed no signs of bruising, no signs of struggle, and yet her airway had collapsed, like something had crushed it from the inside. Callie stares out the window. The trees rush past, black shadows against the deep gray sky. The officer driving, the older one, graying hair, tired eyes, doesn't look at her. Officer Jennings. She closes her eyes. Then she feels it. Not outside. Not beside her. Inside. A whisper, soft as silk, curling through her skull.
Ask him if he loves his family.
Her mouth moves before she can stop it.
Do you love your family, Officer Jennings?
His grip tightens on the wheel.
Shut up!
I'm going to gut them like fish.
She says, voice weightless, distant.
One by one, slowly.
Jennings stiffens.
Make him see it.
Callie's mind shifts. The image blooms in his head like a tumor. His wife's body, flayed open on the kitchen floor. His son's limbs, torn at the joints. His daughter's eyes, plucked neatly from their sockets. The thing inside her stirs, stretching.
Now grab the wheel.
Her fingers twitch. The tires scream against the pavement as the car jerks sideways. The world tilts, spins, folds in on itself. Then impact. A sick, wet crunch. A final thought, distant and detached.
This body works just fine.